Hello and welcome back to Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments. Two men have been murdered in an alley in Whitechapel, and we are investigating because the brother of our good friend Wiggins has been implicated in that, and we have to find out who really killed them. Maybe it was the brother, and in order to find out about that, we should talk to him, but I want to check if the... Oh, there's no body here. But maybe they would have brought one of the bodies at least here by now, but it's time to talk to Leighton Chapman.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation.
Interrogation.
Good evening, Mr. Chapman.
Who are you? I've got nothing to say. It's all a mistake.
Calm down, Leighton. I have come here to help you. To find out if you truly are innocent, as your younger brother Wiggins has told me.
My brother? You know him? Then that means you're...
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, blimey. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell you everything.
Thank you. First, let's have a closer look. Scar. Oh, there was something. Recent beating. Hot hat. Oh yeah. Be bad beating. Oh, that's the same tattoo one of the guys had that got killed.
Good. Tell me your account of what happened.
I left my work and I hurried up to see the fireworks in Whitechapel. I was late, so I decided to cut through Half Moon Street. I saw the first fireworks light up in the sky. I bumped into a constable on a corner before entering Half Moon. Then suddenly, what with all the firework flare, I saw two men. They were both lying flat in the middle of the street. I stopped where I was. I thought about turning back to the police, but as I was thinking of that, I saw a third person. He was leaning over the body that was furthest from me. The second I saw him, he raised his head and he stared at me. In a flash, I saw his gun, but he made a dash for it instead and he escaped through Whitechapel Street.
Okay, so that is his account of what happened.
So you might still have had time to return to the constable.
I panicked. I didn't know what to do. Anyway, I approached the bodies just to see if they were still alive. I saw that one had blood pumping out of his stomach. He was dying. It was horrible. The second one was already dead. He had a hole in his head. He was holding a gun in his hand, though. I took it, and then I followed the third man.
Okay. Continue.
Interesting. Pray, continue.
I turned a corner, and I saw the man standing in the middle of the street. He seemed to be in some sort of panic. And then, Mr. Holmes, something strange happened. I told the police and they laughed at what I said, but I swear to you, my words are true. I started running towards him. But then I was blinded by a flash. It was so bright that I hardly saw anything for a good dozen seconds.
Oh,
But
interesting.
I kept running forward. As I arrived in Whitechapel, I heard a woman screaming. And then I was caught by the police. But there wasn't a trace of that man. Of course, then they found a gun and all that blood. I couldn't see the murderer escaping and all that mess. Perhaps I was still half-blinded at that moment.
A thrilling account, my young man.
Very, very interesting. Anything else on the third man?
Leighton, are you able to describe the person whom you saw standing in Half Moon Street?
Well, I wasn't able to see his face at all. It was too dark, and he was too far away. I could see his silhouette.
And what about that?
Nothing so special. He was wearing a jacket. He was quite average in size and his weight.
I see. Was there
That's not
anything
very
else that
helpful.
struck you at the time?
No. But perhaps it's strange, but I can't remember the sound of his footsteps as he was running away. Perhaps it was because of the fireworks or the surprise of me seeing him.
Huh.
Leighton, I confess I am puzzled. Why should a young lad like you take a gun from the hands of a dead man and set off in pursuit of a probable killer?
I know. I keep wondering that, but at the time it was like a reflex. A criminal ought to be arrested, and he was armed.
You were willing to risk your life. That was a little foolish, unless you wanted revenge.
No, Mr. Holmes. I was just being brave and stupid.
But what about the tattoo?
I'm sure that you were, but I believe that you may have recognized one of the victims, Brian Vercotti. You knew that gentleman well, did you not?
However could you know that?
You have a typical tattoo of the Westgate Brotherhood upon your hand. I observed exactly the same mark upon Mr. Vercotti. You came to know him from your sharing a past prison sentence. Am I correct, Mr. Chapman?
God. You're right, Mr. Holmes.
No more lying to me.
Would you tell me a little about Brian Vercotti?
We were convicted for a robbery. Once in prison, both of us joined one of these fraternities. During that year, we tried to help each other out, you know?
You were quite young then, I believe.
Yes, Mr. Holmes, we were. We'd only stolen a pound of meat. After we were released, and when I saw what my little brother had become, I decided to work towards living an honest life.
It's very
And
honourable.
Vercotti?
He had a hard time. His sister had died in a Whitechapel dispensary while he was in prison. He had no family anymore. Our paths split. He fell back into crime.
So you lost him?
Yes. And for around 2 years, I heard no news of him at all.
We shall see you soon, young man.
Yeah, okay, so that explains the connection. So let's connect some dots here, quite literally. Common statement. Old acquaintances. Let's just okay. See what we have here. Imaginary man. The person whom Leighton Chapman describes in his statement is a figment of his own imagination, created to vindicate himself. And personal motive. The violent crime committed in Half Moon Street by Leighton Chapman could have had a personal motive. That's possible. But I kind of doubt that he wasn't. But we will obviously thoroughly investigate. And if he is the perpetrator, we will at least figure out what to do with him. I'm not even sure if we will hand him over. That always depends. But first and foremost, now we have to check out this weird bracelet that we found. It was stolen from the crime scene, but belonged to one of the victims. Okay. Do you have any letters?
This is where I keep my post.
Search for bracelet. Research, poisons, wounds, criminalistic, arts, marks and symbols maybe. Don't think so. About encyclopedias, art and architecture.
That is not the one I need.
Why not? Economic. Chronology. History.
That is not the one I
Could
need.
be.
That is not the one I need. That is not the one I need. That is not the one. That is not.
Nope. Botany. So maybe it is in newspapers. Maybe it was stolen recently. Let's go to the most recent year. Okay.
That is not the one I need. That is not the one I need.
Just trying out some that I might think could be connected. Would like to find out more about the flying lobsters article. Hey, I'm definitely missing something here. Chemistry. Marks and symbols. What?
That is not the one I need.
Don't want to just... Oh, this one was it. These beautiful antique jewels represent a part of the Hellenistic treasure collection. Depicted are the 5 heads of mountain rams upon a bracelet, necklace, and ring, each made out of pure gold. The 5 rams of Mytilene have been missing from the museum since 1885. Oh.
Here it is.
That's interesting.
I need to continue my research in my archives.
Okay. Part of an ancient jewel set that belongs to the Hellenistic treasure collection. They have been missing from the museum in 1885. Okay, so that might be in the newspapers then. There. The Hellenistic treasures were stolen yesterday evening while being transported by cab on their way from the British Museum to the Glassford Fine Art Exhibition. Pawnshop owner Kenneth Butler contacted Scotland Yard that night and provided information regarding a gentleman who had attempted to sell him a collection of historical art at his pawn shop in Church Street. The police have since captured the described man, a professional thief by the name of Vincent Foley, who had been in the process of escaping London via the port. He was recognized by the surviving driver of the cab that had transported the collection of Hellenistic treasure. Vincent Foley refused to confess as to where the remainder of the treasure were hidden. He was eventually imprisoned. The lost treasures are still to be found.
One of the victims, Kenneth Butler, was involved in the story of the stolen Hellenistic treasures. A visit to his pawn shop should tell me more.
Yeah, let's stop by. Find a use. Maybe we can use the key there, yeah. Pawn shop. Alright. New trail. No connection there yet. Is that the pawn shop? No, it's a bar. There, Butler's pawn shop.
Mr. Butler's key matches the lock perfectly.
Uh-huh. We nailed it. Let's look around.
Crampons and a sharp ice axe would only be brought here by a mountaineer.
Okay. Object of interest, but I can't do anything with it yet. On the door. What do we have there on the counter?
The ram's heads.
Ah.
This necklace belongs to the 5 Rams of Mittelin collection. Interesting.
Mittelin.
That means that Kenneth Butler owned a part of this collection all this time, 10 years after the theft.
So he was involved. Probably. Hello, Kenneth. I remember you once told me about 3 pieces of gold jewelry with ram hats from ancient Greece. You still got them, right? Well, good news for you. I found a man loaded with money who's crazy about those jewels. He's ready to fork out a small fortune. I can arrange a meeting with his money back for you, but I want you to cut me in on the deal. I'll be waiting for you at the crossing of Great Alley and Half Moon Street on Sunday evening before the fireworks. Brian Vercotti. Oh.
It looks as though Mr. Butler kept a careful record of his operations.
So Mr. Butler could have been the 3rd person. The search for the missing Hellenistic treasure could be the motive for the crime that was committed in Half Moon Street. Could be. Let's go with that for now, since that is our strongest lead.
A flare pistol. Perhaps it was pawned by a destitute sailor.
That could have been used to blind Leighton, right? That could have worked. What are we supposed to do now? What are you doing, Betty? What, There was a possible crossover between Kenneth Butler and Brian Vercotti at Half Moon Street. Examine the dead bodies and perform a reenactment. Oh. Well, let's do that. That could help us determine that. And so he might have been... So it seems like this whole theft a few years ago might have been all staged. Back at Half Moon Street.
What's up with you, lad? What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for my brother to be released.
Your brother?
The one that you caught, beat up and imprisoned.
Ah, the murderer.
He ain't killed no one, copper.
Watch your mouth, lad, else you'll be joining that worthless brother of yours.
Lovely. Okay. Select the gunman. Oh, with that I can see maybe where they shot.
I am unable to see any higher. I need to find something to lift my lamp.
Oh, wasn't there a pole somewhere? Oh, there.
This should be useful.
No.
Nothing interesting here.
Okay, so... There, what about here? There.
This is most definitely a bullet hole. The brick cracks are fresh. Watson, there was a third shot fired in this
Yes.
street.
That confirms it. The 3 shots, 2 victims. That would prove Leighton's statement, at least to a degree. Leighton Chapman's statement regarding the jacketed man who disappeared at Half Moon Street now seems reasonable, as the 3 shots at the crime scene prove the presence of a second gun that is now missing. Double murder or crossfire. Kenneth Butler and Brian Vacotti both died of crossfire, with each of them holding a gun. I would say at this point it's probably more likely that it's double murder. So maybe it's the firing position. Robbery. Oh, made by Leighton. Say unlikely, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so now talk to Constable Marrow. It had been possible to miss something hiding in the shadow of Half Moon Street at the time of the crime. Let's see what he has to say.
Constable Marrow, I would value your assistance in this investigation.
It would be my pleasure, Mr. Holmes.
I would like to make sure that there are no places in Half Moon Street where a man could hide while you were running through it with your lamp.
All right, Mr. Holmes, what should I do?
Take your lamp and start walking, just as you did before, and try to find me.
Understood.
Little game of hide and seek. And we're now Mr. Marrow. Okay.
I can see you very well, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
Mr. Marrow, look at him and his mustache. Isn't he beautiful? Wait, was he here?
Here you are, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
Didn't even look there. Just when I swung around the camera, I was like, oh wait, something was weird. It was a Holmes. There.
Mr. Holmes, it wasn't difficult to find you at all.
It is obvious now. No one could escape Constable Marrow's lamp while hiding in the street.
Okay. That makes it a little bit difficult. Up the wall. So we can assume that there was no one. There was one more person in Half Moon Street at the time of the crime, and there was no way forward or back for his escape, only up. Let us reenact the action, recreate the fireworks described by Leighton, and a time to climb the wall. Okay, I guess for that we need the mountaineering equipment and the flare gun, if I would have to guess. Let's grab those.
These tools are exactly what I need to climb the wall.
Okay, and then the flare gun.
This is exactly what we need in order to imitate the flash of the fireworks.
Okay. Now, talk to Marrow again. Let's see if that works. This pawn shop definitely seems to be in the middle of the investigation here, though.
Why are you looking at me all the time like that?
I'm just watching you, lad. I never know what to expect from people like you.
People like
People
you.
like me?
Yes, street beggars and thieves.
I ain't a thief.
Oh no? Then where did you get whatever it is that you're gnawing on? I very much doubt that you bought it.
What ain't seen can't hardly be stolen.
Okay, leave our little friend alone.
Constable Marrow, Watson, I would like to perform another kind of reenactment with your help.
I'm listening, Mr. Holmes.
I want to check if Leighton's testimony can be trusted. If someone could vanish into thin air at a specific moment.
But Holmes, I don't see how.
I am going to be the mysterious gentleman whom Leighton followed. I will stand exactly where he saw him before he was blinded by the flash. Watson, you will be Leighton. When I fire the signal flare, you should start to chase me.
I understand, Holmes.
You, Constable Marrow, just play your part and do exactly as you did. Just, please, wait 5 seconds after the signal flare. I doubt that Polly Powell would have screamed any earlier.
As you say, Mr. Holmes.
Let us begin then. Catch me if you can.
Catch me if you can.
The moon illuminates this wall. Anyone trying to climb it would be easily spotted by Constable Marrow.
Maybe the one here in the corner.
The streetlights fall directly on this wall. Not an ideal spot to escape the crime scene. It is also directly in front of Polly Powell.
It isn't... Oh, what was that? Back to this side? Find a spot where a man might be able to climb a wall and remain unnoticed. Like this one. This corner looks suspicious. But it only shows me anything here, and they all seem...
This wall is cast in shadow.
Oh.
It would be difficult to see anyone scaling it.
Okay, got it. Oh. Oh, I have to press it multiple times.
I can barely see anything.
I pressed it.
Holmes? Are you there?
I pressed it.
I should try climbing faster.
Yeah. I know I pressed the button. There we go.
I can barely see anything. Holmes? Are you there? Where is he? My God, a man can't just disappear like that.
We did it.
Holmes? Holmes? Where are you?
I cannot see you, Mr. Holmes. Dr. Watson, it seems that Mr. Holmes has disappeared.
Don't worry, gentlemen. I am up here, above your heads.
How on earth did you get up there, Holmes?
I am using crampons and a climbing axe, although the person we are looking for did not leave any traces of such tools. Constable, is there any way to get to the top of this building?
Yes, Mr. Holmes, I can show you. The door to the building can be found from Whitechapel Street.
Gentlemen, I am on my way down.
Oof. That was interesting. Let's see what's up there now. Okay, so the whole experiment did work out pretty well. See if they left any clues
These
here.
shards of glass are from the window above.
There we go. Have a jacket here. Something.
A cluster of thick black threads. They're unusually strong. I should examine them under the microscope. It's empty.
Empty. Broken window.
Someone broke through the window to get inside the attic, but in his haste he ripped his jacket.
Okay.
We can conclude that the person whom Leighton saw climbed up the wall, broke into the attic window, and escaped through the hatch.
So that would prove that Leighton is innocent. Leighton's innocence, yes. There we go. What? Was proven to be true, yeah. Why is then this? Oh, yeah, because obviously that's not imaginary. Okay, so what do we have now left? Solve the crime. Okay, sounds good. Oh yeah, we have to perform the analysis. I want to look around here. I don't want to miss anything in a corner or so. But it seems like we have everything. So let's go back to Baker Street. And here we are indeed, but this is a good time to take a break, and we will continue our investigation in this murder case next time with Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments. Thank you all for watching today's episode. If you enjoyed it, please give the video a like, maybe consider subscribing to the channel, share the video with friends, family, and the people on the internet. That all helps me out a whole bunch and will bring you more content in the future. If you want to go above and beyond with your support, you can check out my Patreon link down below, and I will be back with more Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishment tomorrow. Until then, have a great time.